Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Riding Shotgun, and I'm out here at Lambert Bridge Winery in Sonoma County. This is the most beautiful facility ever. Man, if you want to come picnic and taste in wine country, this is freaking awesome. But I'm out here to meet my buddy Dave, and you're in for a real treat. You're going to see him a lot in this series. This guy has got a great taste in cars, and we're going to actually check out his 2018 Mercedes AMG GT C Roadster. This thing is phenomenal. We're also going to head out to his property on the coast and check out his dream garage for a future episode. Anyway, let's go for a ride. I'm riding shotgun. Hey guys, so I want to introduce you to Dave. Dave's my buddy who has an amazing car collection, and hopefully you'll see him a few times on this show because he's been nice enough to share with the world some of the fun cars that he has. And in this particular episode, we've got the 2018 Mercedes AMG GT C Roadster. That's a handful. Thanks, Mercedes. You're very German about the name. Cheers, mate. Anyway, yeah, so you picked this up a few years ago, obviously brand new. Now, you're a guy who has a lot of different cars. So what made you decide to pick up this GTC Roadster?
The way they look, you know, when the coupe came out in 16.
I mean, this thing has the longest nose. Introduce him to BB, who's barking. Come on, let's get you on film. The perfect dog for a high-end luxury car, because no shedding, small, perfect. Anyway, so yeah, the nose on this thing is so wide. It's such a long hood. I mean, it's very aggressive from the front. So you like the look of it originally?
I like the look. You know, that's what caught my eye. The first time I saw one in a coupe when they came out,
okay,
I was like, wow,
right,
it's a good-looking car.
Nice.
The coupe lines in the back are actually pretty striking.
Okay.
You know, almost like a Porsche.
Yeah.
Like a 928.
Okay.
And that caught my eye as a fan of Porsches. But I like convertibles. So when the Roadster version came out, that's...
So when you and your wife want to cruise down the coast, you've got the top down, life's pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So is this thing kind of tame, though, for, you know, what you're used to?
It can be.
Yeah, it can be.
It can drive very, very smooth and nice, and it's got all the Mercedes amenities. You know, it's got the heated seats with the warm air around your neck, sure, and the, you know, all those comforts. But no, you put it into Sport Plus or race mode, and it's it turns into a
pretty good beast.
Pretty good beast, yeah.
Wow. You were talking about horsepower earlier, like 550 horse, 500 pounds of torque or something like that.
Yep.
Something crazy. A little better than this whatever it is coming by SUV.
Yeah, no, it moves. It moves along good.
Yeah.
There's no problem there.
Yeah.
The transmission's great. It's got a, I mean, it's front engine. It's got a rear transaxle, so it's really well balanced. And you sit further back, so you're looking out over the long hood. So it's kind of like an old, you know, an older design where you're, you know.
Well, I'm thinking of the Sterling Moss, the 300 SLS that they did, or the SLR, the kind of the version of the Mercedes, and it was pretty awesome back in the day, right?
Yeah,
and so this is kind of a little homage to that as well, I would assume. So
exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go for a little ride on this thing and see what it handles like. So Dave's been kind enough to let us do it. So thank you to Lambert Bridge for hosting us while we do the talk session of this. And I'm going to ride shotgun with Dave, and we're going to do some riding. So yeah, if I was not sure why you lived way the heck out here in the country, live so far from civilization for these roads?
These roads are amazing.
40 acres and some privacy. So how would you compare this car to like the Porsche, the GT3, or one of those other cars?
Well, it's more American with the engine in the front and everything. In the rear-wheel drive, it
Well,
feels
you're saying that. You're saying that. So it's a big V8, right?
It feels
It's
like
a heavy V8.
It feels smaller than it is though, because the four-wheel steering.
Four-wheel steering on this. That is crazy. So for this
it
kind
just
of thing,
maneuvers around these turns.
because this is a big car.
You don't feel the back end doing this. It just kind of like follows the front.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
But no, it feels like a muscle car. Is what it feels like.
And that's what kind of. So you bought it for the looks, and Mercedes is always a car to have in the collection, right? So, and you bought it for the looks and the specs, and you thought it was pretty badass. Then you got in it and found out it was actually more like the American cars that you remembered.
Well, when I test drove it, that's exactly what I thought.
Really?
Well, it feels like a muscle car. It doesn't feel like a European car at all.
I mean, it's just so smooth on this road, and I wouldn't have thought it would have handled this well on a tight. I mean, this is a tight road.
Well, the turns are tight, and they're, like I said, they're flat. There's no bank to them.
Right.
Which makes them harder to take at high speeds.
Man, this is an amazing road.
This just keeps going, Ingo, for an hour. It's non-stop. And I pretty much know it, for the most part. I've done it probably, 75 times or something, maybe more. California, the Bay Area is really nice.
Look,
but I roll in, I'm like, where we live is pretty nice. Your perspectives are completely changed.
Well, put it in perspective. We were, on the 101. We were we were heading up here. We were through the Golden Hills and all the trees, and it was 96 degrees, and now it's 63, and we're going through a forest, a pine forest with.
This is where those guys were, like down one of these ravines, right?
Yeah,
literally, this is where the truck went, like right down there.
How cool is this property? How cool is the fact that you can drive from the Bay Area? I mean, we're gone for an hour, and you go from 95 degrees to 65.
62 now.
And you've got this great, beautiful weather.
Boom, there's the ocean. Right in front of us.
Right on the ocean. We made it all the way to the famous North Coast.
I want to get my mail.
Wow, look at that. That's
Wow,
crazy.
nobody shut up.
I want to give a huge shout out to my good friend Dave Haddon. Thanks for letting us ride shotgun. We had an absolute blast. If you like this, hopefully you'll consider clicking on that left corner and subscribing to our channel. Hey, have you got something interesting? We'd love to ride along with you. You can find me at www.GenauAutoWerks.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.